is Hannah Rosenthal, and I love Hanukkah because children love Hanukkah. When I was a kid, I loved Hanukkah. When I was a teacher, I loved teaching about Hanukkah. And I will tell you, I have 3 grandchildren now, and they think every day is Hanukkah because I love it so much and I prepare for it. This hat I am wearing, you can see, tells the story of Hanukkah. I don't wear it all the time, but Hanukkah is a very true historical holiday. It's not hugely important to Jews around the world, but it has a very important ethical lesson. So I'd like to tell you about it. This all happened more than 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years is a long time ago. But because there were people who actually wrote history and wrote things, actually chiseled them in stone, we know this actually happened. And almost 200 years before the time of Jesus, there were Jews living in the city of Jerusalem, in the country of Israel, and they were happily living their lives, eating their special foods, singing their special songs, having their special family time. And along came different conquerors. What I mean by that is people who came in and tried to tell these Jews what to do and what not to do. And when the Greeks came in, the people from Greece, the Greeks came in, they said, you can't practice your Judaism. You can stay here, but you can't be Jewish. And the Jews were not happy about that because their families have been Jewish, their mothers and fathers, they were raising their kids to be Jewish. So what on earth were they going to do? It got so bad that there was another woman named Hannah, and she had 7 sons, and the Greeks, one by one, got rid of the sons, and Hannah couldn't stand it. And so there was this little band of soldiers, and they were called Maccabees. And the Maccabees, which roughly means hammer, the Maccabees decided to fight back. Now, there was a very small family of Maccabees and a very large army of the Greeks. And they fought back because they said, no one should come and tell you what you can and can't do. So the Maccabees fought the Greek army, and almost like a miracle, they won. They were outnumbered. The Greeks had many more swords and whatever else they used to fight in wars then. But the Maccabees won, and it was so exciting for the Jewish people. So they decided to celebrate. Now, what do you do when you go to celebrate and it's nighttime? They didn't have electricity, so they took a little bit of olive oil and they put a wick in it and they lit it so it would light up the room, and they could have a big celebration that they would be able to remain Jewish. But guess what happened? That little thing of oil that was supposed to last 1 day ended up lasting 8 days. And so from that day forward, Jews all over the world celebrated the celebration called Hanukkah, which means dedication, or it's also called the Festival of Lights. Why? Because for 8 days, we light the Hanukkah menorah, special with 8 candles and a shamus, that's this one, that lights the others, 1 each night for all of 8 days. And what happens when we're lighting the candles is the family gets together and they sing songs to mark the history, to mark the holiday, and to bless the candles. I have 3 grandchildren, age 2, 3, and 4. So my 4-year-old knows the blessing, but the 2 and 3 just kind of go la, la, la while we sing the blessings over the candles. And we just finished all 8 days of Hanukkah. And it was greatly appreciated by my kids, because what tradition has become is that they get a present each day of Hanukkah, each night of Hanukkah. And while this is historically true, and it really happened over 1,000 years ago in Jerusalem, really happened, this is really a minor holiday. You might have heard of Rosh Hashanah, which means head of the year or Jewish New Year, or Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement, when we say we're sorry to people that we need to say we're sorry to, and we say we're sorry to God for not being the kind of people that we should be. And you might have heard of Passover, where we have a big Seder meal, and we mark a different thing in history when the Jews left Egypt to get to Israel. But Hanukkah, I'll tell you something, when I was in school in Israel, we didn't even get Hanukkah off. That's how minor a holiday it was. But here in the country, where starting even before Thanksgiving, people are all excited about Christmas, which often falls at a similar time. My menorah hat is falling off. It's become more commercial and more exciting for kids who drive around and they see everyone's houses have lights on them except their house, or they go to a neighbor's house to help decorate a Christmas tree, but they don't have a Christmas tree. And there's some Jews that even have a Christmas tree, and they call it a Hanukkah bush, if you can believe it. But the reality is, being Jewish is really important to the Jews. Being able to say, I'm a Jew, and not worry, like Hannah and her sons, that people were going to hurt us because we were Jews. So the safety of Jews, the fighting for the right to believe in what you believe, and remember history the way you want to remember history, is what Hanukkah is really all about. It's really not about the gifts, although you can't tell my grandchildren that. And that is why we celebrate 8 days of Hanukkah. And that is why each year we're eager for Hanukkah to come. This year was a little early because Christmas is, several days away, but sometimes they're at the same time. Now, what's really different this year is that all over the world, people have this coronavirus. And so it is really important that, like right now, my talking to you is over technology. It is very important you stay home and be with just your family. Celebrate Hanukkah. You can light the candles on Zoom, or while FaceTime or whatever technology you have. You can light the candles, you can sing the songs, and it's almost like being together. And next year, we'll be together in person, and we'll celebrate all 8 days of Hanukkah face to face and giving gifts to people, particularly people who really need the gifts. So that's my story of Hanukkah. Make sure you stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy Hanukkah.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. That is part of MBC's Stay Home for the Holidays celebration of storytelling. This is our gift to the community, and we want you to enjoy it. But we're also asking that if by any chance you have the means to donate to the museum this year, we certainly could use it. You'll find the link in the text accompanying this video. And please have a wonderful and safe 2021.